journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, and we're going to talk about gold here. Here's where we are right now today. This is where we were when we were back at that big magical level of 2,900 or 2,800. Remember, this was 6 months out. So in those 8 days, the market dropped $250. And then, of course, it went a new high. So far, you can see what we've done here today. Look and see. You see the difference here? Look how much it's dropped here. See, this is just 3 days into this, folks. That means that you'd be looking at something like this, and maybe even like this. But right now, as we're sitting here right now, we are setting, get back here to the old 13-minute chart, and you'll see we're setting exactly at the old 618 right here. So the question is, do I cover here, or do I roll the dice? Well, gold happens to be one of the things I love to trade, and I am going to not roll the dice because we sold this stuff way back here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to hold it and see what happens, because it should start turning right now. But remember, this AI program that I have, okay, it's ready to turn just about any time in here. It'll be turning while we're on the air, most probably. But I'm going to, because the last part of the day is the least reliable of this, then I don't want to mess with it. So anyway, that's what my game plan happens to be. I bring it to your attention to see what's going on. I finally got some good news. Well, I'll cover that in another day. All right, let's move on here. And I try not to fall asleep today, folks. I told Sarah what happened, and she reminded me, of course, that it happened. The same thing happened to me on stage in Singapore. Bill Meridian and I were giving a lecture, and we were both tired from jet lag and everything. And Bill was talking, and I was supposed to answer a question, and I was sound asleep. And the roar of the crowd laughter woke me up, and I've never forgotten it. But evidently, I forgot it today, but I'm feeling pretty good today. I'm traveling tomorrow, so I won't be on the show. But pay attention, folks, because we're in some real critical levels. You can see how the market's acting. I mean, my God, look how much. Just take a look at the S&P today, folks. Look at this. This is today's action, folks. There's the 8th. There's the 7th. Okay, from early this morning, we went all the way up to 5,300. We've dropped 200 handles, folks, and we're still dropping. Are you kidding me? Now, let's just check and see if this number might have been a 382. Let's just grab this, go back a lot farther than that, and we'll go way back here to move it how far we can go back. Yeah, we can go all the way back to there. I don't think that's it. It doesn't look like it, but you never know with these eyes. There's your high right back here. That was way back when that was the high. 61.66, and then we broke down and we came down to 53.32 was the 382. We got the 53.10, and we're at 5,100 right now. Folks, we've got some real problems in the market, and it's not just, hold on, folks. Oh my gosh, look at this Dow Jones. You have to love it. Oh, sorry, I better keep my mouth shut. Okay, here is the S&P. Okay, so we're ready. If this is going to roll over and go down, that means we're going to have a really, really hard down day coming in here to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, and for heaven's sakes, don't ever be long over the weekend in a market like this, because anything can happen, and it usually does. Okay, so just let's keep that in mind. All right, now I'll do one thing at a time. Now, here's a trade that we still haven't been able to get into, but I decided today we're going to try to buy. We tried buying the meal here. It missed us by, well, let's get the hourly chart up so we can see it here. clearly. We were trying to buy the meal right there. It missed us by $1. So I said, look, we got to throw caution to the wind today. So what we're going to try to do is to buy a 382 retracement. And that would bring us in here around 296 is where we're going to be buying. We would like to have bought it down here, but we can't get it bought. So we're going to try to buy it here at 296 and put a stop below here, 291. That's what we're going to be. This is a strong market, folks. So keep an eye on this one because this has got a chance to be really big. Well, like everything has a chance to be really big, but one never knows, does one? But you can see the market giving up so much, it makes it really tough to stay positions. When it's moving that fast, folks, in the morning, like we were in the S&P, let's get that back up here. You'll see, because I was watching it jump. I'll get the, let's get the 8-minute out here because this is what I was watching. Oh, I have two things I wanted to show you. There was the early morning. This was here early this morning, and then right before the open, the market went from 51.50 up to 53.10. Okay, just basically it had a nice little 3-drive pattern right there, and I happened to send this out to a couple people on Skype that were asking me what I thought was happening, and I said, take a look at this. And there it was right there. There was the high, 53.05. We are off the bottom of the page now, folks, so it's been a pretty good win if you did that one. Let's get back to the rest of this so we're watching. Here's the key from this whole thing, folks. Remember, I talk about this all the time. Watch, after we have a break like that, watch for the 382 retracement. You go from your high down to your low. There it is right there. Bingo, bango, and there you are coming down, still coming down, still coming down. Now, let's look at this from yesterday, okay? Now, here's crude oil yesterday. There was a 382 on the 7th, came all the way back down. Okay, the next one we were looking at was copper. 382 all the way back down. And, of course, the wild cattle, folks, believe it or not, we tried selling this at 2008. It's now 193, folks. Cattle haven't broken that much since Hector was a pup, and that dog's 13 years old. Look at this. 382, 382. Now we're making ABCDs down in here. So watch it, because when it does happen, it really is makes it look pretty exciting when you watch it. And what I do is really simple, folks. I don't do anything really, look at a lot of stuff, of course, but I don't really do much. Tell me about that. Hold on here. Here's the crude oil here. We'll get it up here and take a quick look at it. But this big moves that you see like this. Okay, here's one from yesterday. I hadn't even looked at this. Oh, this is the crude oil one. Yeah, there's your high here. You'll see it hit it spot on right at the exact 382. And then today, it was always hanging around the 50% level. You'll see there's your high in here. Put your high to your low, and you'll see where we're coming right up to the 50%. We stayed there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now it's started to go down. All right, how are we doing with the time? Let's get the old alarm clock up here. For TFNN tomorrow, we're going to try to have Mike Moore of More Analytics as our guest. So stay tuned. We'll be right back, folks. We've got a lot to cover.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, reversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs? Trade wars? Analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento over the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are April 11th and 25th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Folks, we're going to take a look here at the market that is the most dangerous of all, and it's really what the problem is, and no one's talking about it hardly at all. Jeff Gunlack, the guy from the bond guy. This is Treasury bonds, folks. This is a market in really big trouble. Look at this. Look at this, how much it's got. A market going up or down doesn't make any difference. This thing's coming down. This is serious, folks. It really is. And the reason why is nobody wants to buy our bonds. And that doesn't make any difference what the Fed's going to try to do. It's not going to work. And there's where the real problem lies, right in here. This is an outlier event, folks. We haven't seen a move like this in years in Treasury bonds. Treasury notes were just as bad. I've already showed the chart on that the other day. But that made this, it was a really nice 3 drive to a top pattern right there. Whoopsie daisy, didn't quite draw that the right way. Let's get that in there again. There's drive 1, there's drive 2, there's drive 3 right up here. And that's why we're coming down so hard. Boy, we're down. Stop and think, folks. We're down 5 handles in 2 days. The margin on this is only 6,000. That's just a tremendous. You just have to go back and look to see when we've had a day like this. This is something big has happened in bonds. And today's action, just get up here, put up a little mark, see if we had there was a little rally we had. We've had these couple yesterday, had another one today. This one went a little above the 382 of the previous one. That went right up to the 618. And let's see where it did from the one from yesterday's high. That one came right in at the 382. So that just happened just a few minutes ago, and it's already made almost $1,000. So boy, these trends work. Boy, they really work. So we got to pay close attention. Making new lows now in the stop and P again, and then also the others. Now I've got another trade here that we were watching today that I thought I'd bring to your attention. It's a great thing to trade. This is the natural gas over the last few days. You can see today's high almost, well, the difference here was just 3 points, but there was your 382, went a little bit higher, and now it's already made well over $2,500, folks, with a margin of $2,900. Are you kidding me? That's hardly anything. Now let's just look at it, because now we're getting down to where you got something to pay attention to. We've got drive 1 here, got drive 2 here, and we got drive 3 coming in right here. So let's do it together, and just to see if this stuff actually works. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. First thing we're going to do, we're going to measure the big ABCD from way back here last Thursday. Hold on just a second. I'll get that up there. Hold on. Just a minute here. There we go. There's your AB leg right here. The CD leg is going to be measured to right there, okay? So that's drive 1. There's drive 2. Now we got drive 3. So we're going to draw those in just to see them, how they work. There's your AB leg. There's your CD leg. And here it comes right in here. Now let's measure just to see how close it is to being the real number. And there it is. Folks, you got a whole lot of things right here at 344 in the natural gas. You've got one large ABCD. You've got a 3 drive to a bottom ABCD, which also includes this ABCD. And you've got the expansions coming in here at 343. Now, this is going to be the kind of trade I'll do on Friday, but this is only Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I tell you, I'd be glad to be on that plane tomorrow. Hold on, this is what we're watching here. So take a good look here at the main natural gas, because it's got a real chance coming in here around this 344 level. Okay. Now, one last thing we should do is we should go to the daily just to see if there's another number, and there it's going to be right here. See, we're going to go for 344. So let's just check and see where we're going to be at 344. You go from this high up to this low, okay, and there in the 618, we're saying 44. Okay, this is 340. So 340 is the number. Remember, mathematics precedes geometry from Mr. 339. We'll be a buyer at 340. We'll just make it 340. And the stop will be 3.36. We're only going to risk $400. That's for tomorrow. I wouldn't do it today because it'd get there a little too fast, but tomorrow would really be a perfect one. There's that 3 drive bottom. There's the big ABCD. So this is the number. There's your 786 on the whole thing. It's got all the, it's got one other thing that's really good. That is, it looks like time up is going to be equal to time down. Let's just double check that from your high to your low. Oh, yeah, boy, that's going to be really close. This is going to be a good trade for Friday at the live trading if we get that one. That had everything you'd want. You got time and price squared right here. You got triple ABC or 3 drive to a bottom pattern and double ABCDs. Can't ask for much more than that, that's for sure. Those are the good ones. All right, let's take a look here now at the euro. See, the gold is now breaking below that 618 again by substantial amount. It's part of the stock market, folks, and the gold market doesn't look very good to me from my perspective. Now, here's the euro on a longer-term basis. This is we've been chopping around up in here the last few days. This is a big move. Remember, we had the pullback right here, then we had the big run-up, and it's held this level pretty well. So we're going to look at this on a 4-hour chart and see if we can find out anything that looks interesting. So this is the part. Let me see if I can refresh this. I think this is when it was closed, and then this was the Trump bump when they brought it. Oh, there it is. It finally there it is. There it is on the Tuesday. This was the most emotion I have seen. Well, it's none of my business, so I better shut up. Okay, here's what we're watching right here. See, we got a 135 pattern to the downside. Remember, we talked about this pattern once before, okay? That was way back here when we made that dynamite triangle, okay? Now you see the 135 pattern right here. There's 1, there's 3, there's 5. And now you're heading down. So you've had the move is heading down. So what you want to do, the bias is to the downside now, folks, because you can see over the last 5-6 days it's been moving lower. But we're gonna walk our way through these patterns to see if we can see exactly where we are. So there's that first ABCD comes in right here. Now, it goes substantially lower, mainly because of this big gapping down bar. And if you change this to probably 1.2 a little more. Let's do it 1 point, do square root of 2, do the 414 gizmo, and get you almost at that level. Then you have the move here. So we've got this big move down, and we have another ABCD coming in right behind it. This has got the controlling element, is my opinion. Okay, we got that one. And now you can see as we move this over a little bit, we've got another one coming in here. See, we're going to have the same type. It must be a big day coming up here in Astro terms, because we got a lot of stuff telling us we're coming down here. 183, that's down quite a bit, folks. So we got to watch the euro down here at this level. Let's take a little break. 877-927-6648.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, in conclusion, we're looking at the euro here. It is going to be a buy at 108.367. You can see it, well, the number here. Let's do it correctly. As Mr. Einstein would say the number to buy is at 1.08214. That's where you're going to be buying the euro. I'd risk, somewhere below 114. You're risking that's too much. Just risk 50 pips on this, as most you have to risk. But there's your fib number right there. Fibonacci precedes geometry. These lines are geometry. This is Fibonacci, so that's a good one to look at here the next few days. That's what I call got all the things necessary, much like we were looking at when we were watching in the gold. Now the gold, bear with me here, folks, here, because there's the number right here in the gold. Let's see if it does stop or not. But all this, as you can see, it does a pretty good job in here. There was the first little 382 right here off of that high right there, that little tiny one. Now we're down in this area. This is where it should bounce. But like I've said before, the last part of this day is the least predictable. See, the low was higher low was supposed to be here, but it's already past it. So see, this high came in perfectly, but this one didn't. All right, so sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. That's what you got to remember. And always remember, folks, don't take the losing trades. It's very, very important. Let's move over here and see where we are now with the old wow, we're back into the old 100 level. Wow, could you believe this thing was trading at 53.10 just a little while ago, folks? There was the 382. Rallied here for half an hour, stopped exactly at 382, and now we've busted through the 1.618. Wow, this is beginning to look a little nasty. Let's look at this on the daily, what it's going to look like. Yeah, see that? Oh boy, this is not good, boys and girls. This is not good. Well, you already know that it's not good, and the answer to that is the Treasury bonds and Treasury notes. Something is wrong. They're not telling us what it is, but the market's telling us what it is. Let me tell you why. I don't know anything about this except that I heard it on Bloomberg. There's been, and also that Jeff Gundlach, or whatever his name was, that does the bond stuff, has a big hedge fund in Don. The spreads between buy and sell on the bonds and notes are 3 times historic average. I mean, they're 3 times bigger than normal. And boy, that's not a very good sign, okay? Not a very good sign. Now on this, remember, based on what I was looking at, if we can just close up on the day. Now we closed down here yesterday, so it's pretty hard not to be closing up on the day today. So if it closes up on the day, that's all you have to have. But right now it's iffy-diffy. But then look out for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Those are the days that are going to be pretty nasty to the downside. And it's been following nicely, folks. That's why I bring it to your attention. I did the best I could. That's all I got to tell you. All right, let's move on here. And let's get over here and talk a little bit about something else, which is always good. We want to talk just a little bit about live cattle, folks, because this market has just decimated. Remember, we were trying to sell it right there. It gapped down that day, had one little move here, and then just boom, boom, boom. And then on yesterday, if you take your high back here and put your low in, look at that. Yesterday's high on the opening, it opened higher. They opened higher by 3 cents. Looked like everything was over, and then boom, down it came. So we'll be probably trading cattle on Friday because you're going to have a lot of swings in here to make it look pretty good anyway. All right, now let's move on here. And let's talk about wheat, because wheat has had a pretty big move this morning. I heard on Bloomberg, but I didn't have a chance to check it, and we'll see if they've, it hasn't done anything. Why did he say it's a big move? That's a nothing burger. Wow. See, well, this last few days we had an ABCD. We got a higher bottoms in here. No question about that. Let's just draw that in. From your high up to your low right there, it's exactly 50%. That makes this pattern that we were watching here today exactly 135. There's your 1, there's 3, there's 5. It's held pretty nicely and hasn't broken out to the upside, but it's certainly not breaking down. So my assumption is that we're going to be moving higher in wheat. So if we look at it on the hourly basis, you'll see that, yep, there it is. And there's that same pattern. It's still got a chance to go substantially higher if we can clear this level up in here. Where will it go? right up to these two levels right here, 560, and I think 560 is legitimate for it, because you'll see if you do just the 382 stuff, and that's what we usually watch, that's today took you right up here to 558. So I think it's got a chance to make 558 if it gets above this level right here. And that's what I'm looking at, and I hope that helps. Let's take a quick look at Apple. Someone's asking about Apple, and I've got it right here. It's very strong this morning. Whoops, it was. Folks, I'm telling you, these markets have got big problems. Oh dear. Look at this. This thing was up. Wow, it had a big jump. It was up 190. It was up $14 from where it is right now. This is not good action, folks. This is good news, bad action. Shut the front door and raise the rent. See if that wasn't a 382. No, not even close to a 382 off that last high. Well, didn't miss it by much, but this is really bad action. Look where it opens, and then boom, down it came. That's not good. Let's see how our Mr. Friend, Mr. Musk, is doing. I call him Elon because he and I are such good friends. It starts with a T, doesn't it? There it is, Tesla. And we'll see if it's up today. Nope, it's down today too. So things are getting pretty nasty over there. Look at where it was before, 250, up 20 points already. Folks, this market's telling you what it's going to be doing the next couple of days. There's no question about it. So be careful. That's it's just not. This is a bear market, and bear markets take no prisoners. They don't take any survivors either. Hold on, let's get up here. We want to look at, someone asked a question about United Healthcare. That was up big this morning. Let's see what it did. Here's where we are. Okay, that's just the 30-minute. This is when the market, Dow Jones, was up 1,400. It was mainly because of this $590 stock. And if we look at this on the long-term, say, 60 or 4 hour, we'll see if that 382, oh, it was more than a 382. That's a huge market. Wow, look at that. Right up to just about exactly 786, almost to the tick, right after the open. And everybody that's bought it since that time is not looking very good. But that's the main reason why the thing took off. It was supposed to go higher because the last little pullback on Friday or the other day was right at the 382. So let's take a little break. When we get back, we're going to go over some currencies, okay? So stay with us.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, this is the bond market right here. This is serious, folks. They're hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. Somebody is selling bonds and they can't get buyers. Spreads on these things have gone crazy. Used to be, a tick or two. Now it's ridiculous numbers. This is for U.S. Treasury bonds and also the Treasury notes. Let's look at the notes because they're much larger. That's where you get your credit cards and car loans and all that stuff with it. But there's where the problem lies. And these guys are not stupid there on Wall Street. They're saying, what the hell's going on? And then we see that takes all interest in buying stocks. And you see this thing fall apart like this. This is the notes. This is the largest traded thing we have with open interest. There was your high the other day. Look at this thing, just keeps breaking and breaking, folks. This is not a good sign. Looking at this on the daily chart, you'll see we went right up to almost the exact 1.618. There was your target, 114.01. This was 114.14. The high was 114.10. So missed it by 4 ticks. And now we're breaking down badly. So, boy, if you do get some good news into this gap, get ready to sell it. The ideal would be this. And the Fed could come out and do something, because it looks pretty nasty. Let's say whatever the low is in here, right there. If you get a rally up into this area right here, I'd be a seller with a stop above here because this has got seriousness in it, folks. It really does. And they hit it very well. Look at this. We spend 2 weeks, 3 weeks right there at this level, which is nothing more than the 382 off of the bottom of that previous bottom that we had right here. Just 1 second. Get this up here. There's your 382, how many times it hit it, and then boom, and now we're getting ready to come down back into this level right here. All right, couple stocks, and one is, get that, I can't remember, ADM. Here it is, ADM, because you're getting ready to do some stuff with the, oh my goodness. Stock does not have any friends either. My goodness, something's wrong with these stocks, folks. Let's look at this on the daily, and we'll see what's going on. Yeah, something's wrong with ADM. I don't know, maybe they're not going to plant any corn and stuff this year, but this is ordinarily a buy because you got a butterfly pattern right here. I'll just draw it in and I'll erase it, but there's your low, there's your AB, CD comes in right there. So what I would be saying, well, we have this gap, so you got to include for the gaps. That means you're going to make at least a 1.27 of that previous swing, or 1.618 of that previous swing. That will take it at least down to this level right here, which is only another 0.75 lower from 0.5 from where we are right now. So that would be something I'd be watching very, very closely. But this stock must be mismanaged because, they're the one that grow the corn and beans and stuff, and a lot of it. All right. Next one we have to take a look at is Alibaba. I don't even know if it's still, there it is. Well, it's still going down. Let's get this daily up because they thought it was going to go to 150. I think they did. Yeah, it went to 150, and now it comes. Oh, this is a pattern here, folks. You don't see this pattern very often. This is an island reversal. You see that low and that high? Boy, when you see that, that's trouble in River City. Let's just draw it in so you can see it. There's your high. This, in other words, that low is right. And now you can see all the business that transpired here over this 3-week period. Once you gap below, they're holding the bag. And it's a big bag because you can see all the stuff that didn't go on. The little pattern today with the young ladies here. Well, it goes quickly. All right, that's what we want to take care of with Alibaba. And then we had one other stock that we want to look at. It is in the news quite a bit. I'll only get down here and get it. And hello, it's under the sea. Oh, nope. There's a CME. I can't find the stock I'm looking at. CME stock should be going through the roof because they got all those futures contracts. But it's not happening. So, you know what they probably have done is taken they've changed the symbol on that because it's been taken over by the members, I think, a few years ago. So, okay, one other question we have on a stock, and then we're going to go back to the currencies. That is the Hang Seng Index. We'll get that up here. That had been a leader up for a little while anyway. It's not a leader anymore. And it's a second. Just give me a second, folks. I'll get it right. Should be next. There it is right here. Here's the Hang Seng. Pull this up. Oh, that's not good. Let me try it with the daily. See if they'll give me daily data. Okay. Oh, wow. This is what you call a gap down opening, folks. Something's not right. I keep telling you that something's not right. That's all I can tell you. Hold on a second here. Get that out of the way. I think that's it. Now let's take a look at the Japanese yen, folks, because that's one of the risk on, risk things. But everybody's doing risk everything right now. So, okay, here's the Japanese yen right here. Let me get that locked in there. And I go to a hourly chart to do the work myself. But as you can see here, we have, this is the upside down version of what we had in the S&P today, folks. Boom, bang, boom. There's it. And now we're getting ready to have a rally. Oh, it's rally. It gapped up big time with a big gap up today. So if you see the guy, tell him to be careful because they'll still be out looking for him, and maybe he needs to take a day off. If he's got that kind of baggage, you got to make sure you take good care of it. But this is a really fun currency to trade, folks, because it's got all the things necessary. Can't be messed with the Fed for a while. They can do anything short term, but for a long period of time, 5, 6, 7 days, they can't do it. They do it between corporations, but not with the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve is a lot different than it was many years ago. When I was watching the Fed, they used to have a guy come around with a Fed suit on. We thought it was a suit, but that's what it was. And he carried these 2 big bags of money. So we'd follow him up to the bank. And every time he would turn around and try to scare us so that we wouldn't steal his money, if you can believe that. Okay. Now, this has been very bearish. We've had a pretty big, strong rally today. Let's see where we stopped here in this Japanese yen. We'll get this up here and we'll take a quick. Oh, it's right at the 382. I can see that right now. And there's the 382. It actually goes to 50%. And that does happen, but that's a function of this material that we're using here is because it is harder to rent it when you only want to do it for a few little things. Okay, I think that's about it for this part. Let's check with our thing on the wall here. Like I said, we're going to have Mike Moore on Thursday. Thursday will be Mike Moore because tomorrow is travel date. Won't be here. Let's take a look at UPS because it's been getting killed again. See if it's still going down. Yeah, look at it. It's still going down. No friends for this one, folks. 877-927-6648.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, so we're going to be talking here about the UPS. As you can see, it is still getting creamed. It looked like it was going to be okay yesterday, and then today opened higher, and now it's going lower. FedEx and UPS are both in trouble. I don't know if it's because of Amazon or just light orders, but they have really gotten hit. UPS is, trading down at 93. It used to be a $300 stock, I believe, folks. Yeah, well, no, it's $100. Well, it got its $200 stock. It's now trading at under half of what it was. We have the same thing going on in one other stock of that era, one of those Nifty 50 or Heavenly Sevens, whatever they were called. Can't remember what it was. But anyway, this is what we're watching right here. The key to this one was this day right here. We went in to fill the gap. It was exactly right there to the tick. And now we have an ABCD coming down, so we're getting close to a bottom of this. So I don't think, well, people aren't looking at it like I am anyway. So that's what we're watching. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. Try to do something nice for your neighbors, folks, because it's tough out there. There's a lot of people who are away from home, and they speak one language, they can't speak another, and it's like being in a foreign country. And boy, being in a foreign country and, walking around with shirts made of your emblems and stuff is not very conducive to good health, because people that don't like you will take a pot shot at you with their stuff. So very important to not do that. I'm really serious about that, folks. Also, remember, don't go long into Friday or Thursday or Wednesday, because there could be an announcement coming out that'll make the market literally quiver, because we're taking the money out of it every day. Nobody seems concerned, but by gosh, the market's concerned. So let's pay very close attention to that. Well, the clock on the wall says let's just double check it to see what we've got, and we've got another. That's it. Live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. Thank you for joining me, folks.